Hello. Today I will be talking about Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest athletes and cultural figures in history, and how his life was impacted by a communication disorder caused by Parkinson's disease. I'll be walking through who he was, what his disorders involved, and how it shaped his life. So who was Muhammad Ali? Muhammad Ali became a world heavyweight boxing champion, known not just for his athletic talent, but also for his confidence, activism, and famous quotes. One, for example, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee." He was not just a boxer, he was a global icon. He spoke out about civil rights, religion, and even the Vietnam War, often using a sharp wit and bold personality. His words carried as much weight as his punches did. In 1984, at the age of 42, Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. This is an acquired neurological disorder, meaning he wasn't born with it but developed it later in life. Parkinson's occurs when dopamine-producing cells in the brain die off, and it affects both movement and communication. For someone like Ali, whose career and identity relied on both physical power and powerful speech, this diagnosis was life-changing. Before diving into his symptoms, let's quickly look at what Parkinson's is known for. Parkinson's disease causes tremors, stiffness, slowed movement, and balance problems, but it also strongly affects communication. Ali experienced hypophonia, which means his voice became very soft. His speech grew more monotone, sometimes slurred or mumbled, and he showed reduced facial expressions. Imagine the man once known for bragging before a fight, making crowds laugh, or shouting poetic trash talk, suddenly struggling to be heard. This loss of expression and clarity made a huge difference, not just for him personally, but for how the world sees him. Here's an example of how he carried himself. These changes deeply impacted Ali's daily life. He could no longer perform in the boxing ring or give the fiery speeches that once defined him. Everyday tasks like eating, writing, or holding a conversation became harder, but what's remarkable is how he continued to stay present in the public eye. One of the most powerful moments was when he lit the Olympic torch in 1996. His hands shook, his movements were slow, but that moment showed courage and resilience. Millions of people watching saw not just a fallen athlete, but the man redefining what strength looks like. And here's him at the Olympics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the Games of the 26th Olympiad, the Centennial Olympic Games.
Ali didn't often speak about discrimination he faced due to Parkinson's, but his openness did in showing himself publicly with the condition help reduce stigma for others. Instead of hiding, he visibly showed living with Parkinson's, which encouraged understanding. He once said, "I do not count the days, I make the days count." That philosophy carried into his advocacy. Through the Muhammad Ali Foundation, he helped raise millions for Parkinson's research and became a voice for others who had lost their own. In this way, even though Parkinson's took his physical voice, it did not silence the impact of his life with Parkinson's. Ali received medical treatments to manage symptoms like tremors and stiffness. While it's not fully known which speech therapies he personally used, many people with Parkinson's benefit from programs like one called LSVT Loud, which trains patients to speak louder and with more clarity. Physical and occupational therapy are also important for mobility and independence. These treatments don't cure Parkinson's, but they improve quality of life and help people stay connected to loved ones. Ali's story reminds us of the importance of treatment, not only for the body, but for preserving the ability to communicate and connect. Muhammad Ali's life shows us the power of communication and the challenges when it is taken away. From being a boxer who moved and spoke with unmatched confidence to becoming a symbol of resilience in the face of Parkinson's, he demonstrated that true greatness goes beyond physical ability. His journey reminds us why understanding communication disorder matters, not just for patients, but for the families, caregivers, and communities around them.